Majo John Madden. It's something around 9 o'clock in the morning on Sunday, and I am directly across from my hostel, the Naranjos Hotel, which is just about a 15-minute walk from the Audio terminal where I arrived in Cancun on Friday, late in the day. Not Friday, Monday, late in the day. And I've been in Cancun except for Thursday night when I went to Isla Mujeres. And this is the third installment in my all-morning walkabout Friday morning, starting from when I got off the ferry back from Isla Mujeres at Puerto Juarez in Cancun. Discovered there was no more bus running downtown. The first installment described my walkabout until I finally at 7 caught a van going in the right direction. I'd been going in the wrong direction, and arrived at the Audio terminal downtown. The second installment described my 6-hour walkabout through the heat of the day from the Audio terminal, attempting to find this hotel, which I never did. Ended up wildly lost and way out on some, not the main streets, but streets that accommodate the Mexican tourists or the poor people in vacationing in Cancun. And I knew I had to give up. I knew I had to ask for help. It was hot. My legs were shot. I knew I was in danger of heat stroke or something. Hadn't drank for hours. So I was walking by something called the University of the South, and there was a guy at the gate, operating the gate to get into the gated parking for the university. And I stopped and asked him, and I said, I think I need 911. You need to call the police and get them to give me help because I'm old and lost. I don't know where I am, don't know where my hotel is, my phone isn't working, I've got no money. Well, I discovered that, I guess I've seen signs of this before. At least in the good old days in the USA, you could count on the fire department to get a cat out of a tree, and you could call 911 and ask for help in a situation like this when you were physically in an emergency, but didn't need to go to the hospital. They might help you. No Mexicans seem to think of the police as an option for that. Not because they necessarily distrust the police, it's just not something police do. So I asked this guy, and he conferred with 2 nuns leaving the parking lot in their white habits, in a beautiful white car, in Spanish, what to do. Between the 3 of them, he came back and he said, if you walk back down the street, it was a half a mile, go past the KFC to the Guadalajara Farmacia. In front of it, there's a Bienestar station. You can find it. I said, do I need my phone? No. Bienestar will help you. So it was a long walk and very hot, but I made it. Got into the Farmacia Guadalajara. The guy in there clearly was not someone who cared about helping people. He just wanted to spoof me and make fun of me. I have encountered that even in the country, that sometimes Mexicans will think it's funny that the gringo is lost, send them the wrong way. It's happened to me, even up in Victoria, in the country, it happened. So the guy in Farmacia Guadalajara said, yeah, Bienestar, it's out there. And I said, where? I don't see it. I've been looking out here. Well, yeah, it's out there. Well, I couldn't find it. So I went back. And he clearly was not interested in me at all. Finally, he said, if you go across the street, Farmacia Similares, I think he said that guy, they'll help you. I said, really? It's a much smaller operation. Yeah, that's the place to go. And as I turned to leave the pharmacy, I heard him laughing with one of his buddies. And I turned to him and I said, No está serio, señor. No está serio. I heard you laughing. And I laughed. But he was right. I went across to Farmacia Similares. 3 women working in there. They didn't get all touchy-feely. They didn't get all, how are you? Oh my God, are you sick? They didn't do all that soft, gushy stuff. I think it's real Mexican thing to just do what needs to get done to make it better. So they got my phone charging. They gave me a bottle of water. They gave me a cookie. They got real serious online trying to find Hotel Naranjos, which is, for some reason, really hard to find. But eventually they found it. They put me in an Uber. They got an Uber for me. I couldn't find the words to tell them what angels they had been. They had been spectacular. It's just so perfect. And the Uber brought me here. And I've gotten awfully good at pushing. I've gotten awfully good at the force of will. I say often, I wouldn't have wanted to go to Paris Island and Bitter Marine, but I know what it's like to say, take that hill. And when God says, do something, I do it. And when I have to walk all night, 13, 14 hours, I do it. But it's to my detriment almost. There's no option. But when I got back here, I couldn't turn that off. I made some entries in my phone. No videos. I asked Charles, the other guest there, for a beer. And I had a cigarette. I had a long time run out of cigarettes. I got cigarettes from Gaston. And that knocked me flat. And I went back to bed. But before I went to bed, my body yelled at me and said, you almost killed me. I should have died on you. I don't know why I kept going. You're 77 in the heat of the day. You're an idiot. Affectionately. It was affectionate. Wake up. There are things you need to do. Plan better. Find out in advance that it's going to be 1,700 pesos for a golf cart at Isla Mujeres. You didn't have to go through all that. And you need better phone service. This business where you've got a half-functioning iPhone that won't do any of the smart stuff unless you're on a Wi-Fi. Your Telcel plan sucks. You've known that for a year. Change it. Go to AT&T tomorrow and get a better plan. Well, I tried that and it did not seem like that was going to help. But somehow, I do have to take out a data package this morning from Telcel, so I can have GPS functioning when I'm not at a Wi-Fi. I don't need it when I'm at a Wi-Fi. So I need to do that. I've learned again, life has tried to teach me again and again, go easy on yourself. Don't have strokes. It's become a joke for me. You're going to have a stroke, because I did in Louisville. I had 3 of them from pushing too hard. But sometimes it's not clear that there's any option. I had to keep walking. Well, until finally, somehow that guy connected with that university seemed like the right place to ask for help, and that's when everything changed. Okay.